Hey there, welcome back to another extra project video. Today we're going to look at making some rings out of some everyday pieces of cutlery. Let's see how it works.
So for this project, we're going to be using this special bending machine that we've got here. It has some different size bending circles so that you can make different size rings with it. And it's really what you need to get a nice circular ring. Let's see how it works. Now, depending on how you want to make your ring, you can either use the end of the cutlery as one edge of the ring, or you can cut a segment out of the middle. It's kind of up to you. And you can make a ring that just goes around in a circle, or you can make one that is on a slight spiral so that the ends overlap each other. And we'll show you both methods. Now, I've picked a size here that I think goes along with my size of finger. You can always make it smaller at the end if it's a little bit too big. So if this one's a little too big, I could take this out and I could use the 16 to sort of shrink the ring down a little bit at the end. But I'm gonna start off using this side. I wanna see this side of the spoon as the outside of the ring. So I'm just gonna start with the end, place it across there, and then pull this down. And you just move it around a little bit at a time so that the ring ends up into a nice circle. Okay. And when you get to about there, we can do some testing to kind of see how big that is. I would say that's a little bit loose, but it's not too bad for that finger. So at this point, I'm going to go and cut the end off with a hacksaw. So we've placed the spoon in the vise, right where I want to cut it there. I'm just going to cut through. So this is what we've ended up with. I have left a little space there so that I can go back to the ring bending machine and close that up. But first, we're going to take a file and we're going to file that jagged edge. Then some emery cloth or sandpaper just to smooth it out. Okay, that's looking pretty nice. And obviously, if I had selected a different section of the spoon, I would have to file and sand both ends if I had taken a section out of the middle and I had cut it in two places. But because this is the end of the spoon, that is already fairly smooth. All right, let's go rebend it into a circle. And after testing it on my finger, I think I am going to squish it down a little bit. So I put the 16 back in here and I'm going to try to bend the circle in a little bit more using the bender. Make it a little tighter all the way around, and I just kind of keep going back and forth until the ends come kind of close together, how I think they should be. Like that. That's not bad. Okay, so there's a fairly decent circular ring there. And let's see if it fits. It's a little snug for that finger. It's pretty perfect for that one though. So there we go. Pretty sweet ring. Looks like that. It's nice and smooth so it doesn't hurt. And you can make all sorts of different ones, right? Depending on what kind of pattern your cutlery has. You can do something cool like that. A lot of simple cutlery has this kind of a pattern on it. But if you find a real neat piece of cutlery, you can turn it into a pretty cool ring. So if you'd like to make an overlapping ring where the two ends go past each other, what we're gonna do is instead of putting it in here flat, we're going to put it on a slight angle as we bend it. And this works best if you have a piece of cutlery that is fairly narrow all the way along. So I'm gonna start at this end here. So do this way. Start at this end here, a slight angle like that. And I'm gonna do my standard bend. I'm gonna go right to the end. And then I'll go back in this direction on a little bit of an angle, sort of gauging It's a little bit of a trial and error to get the overlap in the right location. Okay, so there we have the overlap just starting. And now we can cut the end off, and then we can come back and we'll rebend the rest of it. So now I've cut the end off, and I'm going to come and I'm going to rebend that segment that we hadn't bent yet. And we're going to kind of see how that looks at the end. I can always cut it down if it's too much. So then it took just a little bit of bending with some pliers just to kind of get that overlapping section working properly. And then the ring kind of goes all the way around, and this one actually works pretty well as a pinky ring. Actually, that's pretty comfortable. It's not poking me anywhere. And there we go. So there we go. 2 rings. One kind of a regular ring, the other one that overlaps. I think they both turned out pretty good. They're actually very comfortable to wear because the ends have been nicely filed and sanded down. So let's see what you can come up with.